Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Rachel if you're new here. And boy, we are like in the middle of a drought and this is like getting a little concerning. We went from, I mentioned this in my last video, we went from raining and cold and like crazy amounts of rain. Like one night we got 7 inches in one night. It completely rerouted our creek. We got so much rain. To like nothing, like hot and dry as a bone, and my plants out here are struggling. So I just did a video on how I water out here, and I'm gonna have to come back tonight for sure, and water this garden. But we just had a pond full of kids here. We're watching a friend's son that's my boy's age, and then my other friend and all her kids came over, so they were swimming and having a ball. And they've all since left, and Aaron took the kids back to the house, so I told him if he didn't mind, I was going to do some planting despite it being so hot and sunny. I have to get this stuff out because the greenhouse is too hot and everything's hardened off, so it's got to go. So what I'm planting right now is Malabar spinach, which likes the heat, and it vines and trellises, and I'm gonna have to just let these guys go, these snap peas go, because like they put off, but they're gonna be so hard and bitter, they're just not gonna be good. I'm gonna plant this round, these guys again, probably in September, and let them grow into the fall and winter, and I think they'll do so much better. We just go from cold to hot almost overnight, and it is really hard to let these plants acclimate to that. So things that are not tolerant to heat just don't do really good when it goes from like 50s to 80s in a week. So here we are. I'm planting out this Malabar spinach. I'm going to use this pea trellis and let it trellis and vine and climb up. I've never grown it before. I tried to last year but got too busy and it died, and I didn't really care. I know that sounds bad, but when you're growing for the market and then like things like Malabar spinach just is not a priority. So you're like, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. I've got to make money here, and I've got to get the stuff that's going to feed my family. And this, that was just an extra. But this year I am determined to grow it because I like spinach, and my spinach is bolting and it's not handling this hot weather. So it's going to go to the goats. And hopefully this will be a good thing to use. And if we don't like it, I won't ever grow it again. But from what I hear, it grows well in the heat, and it's pretty decent. So we're going to try it. This year has definitely proven to be a lot different as far as growing them. Obviously, like I've said before, we aren't doing the market. So our mindset has shifted from a place of income on this piece to really provision for our family and a place to come rest. We need that. Everybody needs that. And I do believe the Lord has revealed that this whole cry and push back into the garden is because people are searching for that rest. We are living in unprecedented times. Things are happening in our country, in our world, that has a lot of people concerned and worried. And so, as you've all seen, there has just been this overwhelming desire for people to put in gardens and start seeds and buy soil and all these things that they never did before. And I don't believe that it's just necessarily for food security. I think a lot of people are being called back into God's rest. And when He created us to dwell in the garden. That's where he put Adam, and he put Adam in charge of the garden. He brought the animals to him there, and he said, name them one by one, and that is where we are designed to be. We are designed to be in nature and in the garden. And I don't find it ironic that there has been this huge draw for people to come back to the garden like we've never seen before, at least in my generation. I do not remember any family. I think I had one aunt and uncle who actually I could truly say, from what I remember, I was maybe 7 or 8, homestead. They lived off the grid in Michigan, and I remember a couple summers we went out to visit them, and she had a huge garden, and that, I mean, to this day I can still picture it in my mind. Really did leave an impact on me. Little did I know at the time. And now that we aren't growing for the market, this garden's sole purpose is to not only provide us food, but to provide us rest as well. There's something so peaceful about being out here by yourself. And a lot of times I'll do stuff and I won't turn the camera on because I'm just enjoying that peace and that rest. And maybe you'll see a video and I've got all my tomatoes planted out, but while I was planting out those tomatoes, I was just enjoying his presence and enjoying his peace and enjoying his rest and enjoying that time in the place that he's placed me in. So I want to encourage you, if you are feeling this pull into gardening and this pull into homesteading, it may not be necessarily just for the food. I would stop and examine, okay, what are my goals here? What am I doing here? Why am I doing this? And begin to pray and seek out his will for your family's lives in the garden and on the homestead, because I can guarantee you, oh, hi little worms, guys, it's not just for the food. I believe he's more than likely calling you to a greater thing, and having peace and rest in him is one of the ultimate things. The other day we were out visiting a friend. They are farmers here in our community, and she said something so profound, and I don't know that she really realized the impact it had on me, but she said, I just want people to feel connected to the land. I just want people to understand nature and what it is, and to feel connected to their food. She's like, that is what I feel, and I want to pass that on to the next generation. And I said, well, of course. And I'm thinking, of course, because we were designed to be connected to the land. We were designed to steward the land and grow things and cultivate it and dwell here. We were designed to do that. Even though things did not go according to God's perfect plan, that desire and that ability is still rooted deep down inside of us. And our country, our way of life has gotten so far removed from that. They're getting farther and farther removed from God. They're getting farther and farther removed to food. People can't even fathom the idea of raising an animal and having that animal feed you, because they're used to going into a grocery store and seeing that on the shelf, and there's no connection there. There's no blood, sweat, and tears involved in that. And I don't believe that the gratitude is as deep as when you've toiled. I'm putting this celery in the ground right now, and it is hot, but how much sweeter is it going to taste after we eat that, after this drought has passed and I nurture it and I water it? How much sweeter is it going to taste? How much sweeter is heaven going to be when we're walking through those gardens after we've been connected and toiling in this land for so long? How much sweeter is it going to be? You know, we wouldn't have beauty if we didn't have ugliness. How would you ever know how beautiful something is if there wasn't an ugly counterpart to make that beauty stand out? And I just want to encourage you today that if you are feeling this draw back to the garden, run, don't walk. If you are feeling this draw to come home and come to church, run, don't walk. Even if you are only able to attend one service a week, run, don't walk. Even if all you can do is put a pot on your porch, run, don't walk. There is such a beauty and a connection there that I feel once you start to move towards that, God is going to reveal himself in a way that you'll never be able to understand or fathom from before. And the beauty and the connection that is here in the garden and here in nature, and hearing the birds worship and seeing the way the bees worship, everything that they're doing is designed to bring him glory. Everything that I'm to do is designed to bring him glory. It's just an unbelievable experience. So don't get caught up in it has to make us money to be profitable. There's so much that can be gained from the garden, and there's so much that can be gained from this beauty around us. It is just absolutely mind-boggling. And I know not everybody has a place like we do, or has land, or has, you know, the proper setup. But if you wait until you're in the perfect place, we may never be in the perfect place or the perfect mindset. But we've got to start today taking those steps to come back to the garden, taking those steps to come back home. So if you are in that position, I want to encourage you to keep moving forward. Reach out to us if you have questions or you need resources or contacts. I know we may not live in the same town, but there's resources and connections and contacts all over the country, all over the world that, yeah. I don't even want to show you the inside of this greenhouse, but I will, because this is reality. Everything is struggling. Some things have died. I left it out in the sun too long. You can see my celery's like practically gone, but that, I mean, it's okay. I'm gonna have enough. Although I don't want to see plants die. These are already perking up since I brought them in and gave them a big drink. I had another tray that was this tray was really struggling here. These are already started to flower, so I hope they perk back up now that I gave them a really good watering. But hey, things are still growing. There's still new life. I've got some lettuce germinating. I just ordered some heat tolerant lettuce, and I am going to break out the shade cloth and attempt to grow lettuce this summer. So I'm gonna go home and cool off, and then this evening I will come back and water, because I don't feel like if I water right now it's gonna do it any good, and I'd rather do it as the sun's going down, the temperature's cooling off, so that water can really sit there and soak in. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it encouraging. I just felt like I needed to share what the Lord had placed on my heart, and a different view and perspective of the garden. There is definitely a deeper connection to it than we will ever know or realize here on this earth. And I just can't believe that as good as this garden is going to look, I just can't imagine how much greater heaven's gardens are going to look. Because man, if this one blows your mind, it blows my mind. Your garden blows your mind. How much more? I mean, we won't even be able to fathom it. So run back, don't walk, put some seeds in the dirt, start watering it. If you have that peace, if you have that garden in your life, share it with others. Be the encouragement that others need. Lead them back to the garden. Lead them back home to rest. Lead them back to Jesus, because truly there's nothing greater. So until the next video, may the Lord bless and keep you.